Welcome back. Sometimes it's easy to turn a blind eye to matters that lie heavy on your heart instead of allowing yourself to face the facts. You just want to live a full life, and you want to live it to the fullest and be joyful. However, getting all your affairs in order as you begin to age is one challenging task that isn't optional and isn't worth putting off for a rainy day or a rough moment.
And that is the topic that senior care expert Nicole Young of Zimmermans is going to discuss today in our Future Care segment. Nicole, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
Of course. Now, you've been here for the past couple of weeks, and we're talking about the importance of planning ahead. Now tell me, why is it so difficult to get a dialogue started with a loved one or a friend about planning ahead?
You know, I was thinking about it, and I have been talking about planning for your future now for about 6 weeks. And I took it really slowly. I didn't want to use scare tactics or come on and give some very scary example of the things that could happen as you begin to age. Because I don't like those. I mean, I'm not comfortable with that. The best part of my job is I get to make people's lives better. However, there are some very specific reasons why people avoid planning for their future. When you begin to age in this country, you see things happen to your friends and to your neighbors. Those things are sad, and sometimes they're scary. They can even be tragic. And so people can tend to say, there's no way I'm going to even think about that happening to me. That's not an acceptable reason not to have a discussion and plan for your future.
Well, are people really aware of how prepared they are or not prepared?
People are not. I hear all the time, no, it's okay. I have a lawyer and I have a will. So he handles things for me and I'm all set. Now I have a lawyer. He's a really great guy. I like him. And I would agree that having a will is an extremely important part of a future care plan. However, it's very important to know that a lawyer's expertise is the legal system. We are talking about having somebody who knows you so well, they can help choose an assisted living home for you or help you determine who the best specialist is. Someone who can arrange transportation, get groceries into your home if you need it. And if you're ever rushed to the hospital in the middle of the night because you've just suffered a stroke, you deserve to have someone with you who you know, who can be an advocate for your care. That is what a future care program does, and it does a lot more than that. In very simplified terms, let me say, a will takes care of your estate after you have passed away. A future care program takes care of you while you are alive.
Perfectly said. And now we were talking about, on break, the concept of the Post-it note. And this week's post is, do I need future care? Is that right?
That's it.
Now, why is it so important to not wait until one of these, events could happen in your life? Why do you need to plan way far in advance? Not wait until a tragedy happens.
Here's why. I think it's important that seniors are honest with themselves about what they are saying when they say, I'll just handle it when it happens. What you really are saying is, I'm going to put that burden on someone else to deal with. Mm-hmm. And who does that fall on? Typically your family.
Right.
So let's say you're married. Well, if you're a senior and you're married, you're probably married to another senior who may be having their own medical issues at that time. So then it goes to your children. And I hear all the time, no, it's okay. My son is such a good son. He's very smart and he's successful. He's going to handle everything for me. Now, because I work with seniors all day long, and because Zimmerman's offers a free consultation of any of our services, I often get that call from your son who's come into town because he has to deal with your crisis. And I go to the hospital and I meet with him. And typically every child says the same thing to me. I got this call that my father apparently suffered a stroke. The doctor says he can no longer live alone. He can't care for himself. My father can't have a conversation with me. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I don't even know what my father would want me to do. And then they take a pause and they look at me and they say, why did he put me in this position? So if you don't care enough about yourself to get a future care program in place, then care enough about your family to do it.
Well, I think it's a matter of having somebody there who's your sidekick in all matters of life.
Yes.
And why do you think it's important to worry about something that may not even happen at all?
Well, we can look at statistics. They say that over 290 million people who are over the age of 65 will have a hospital or emergency visit this year. those hospital stays are going to be on average 5 days. If you don't want to look at the numbers, get in your vehicle, drive around Tucson, count the number of assisted living homes, care homes, memory care units. There's an entire industry devoted to the things that can happen to seniors as they begin to age. However, I want everyone to know there is such a definite, palpable difference between someone who has a FutureCare program in place going through a crisis and someone who does not. And that difference is night and day. And as we begin to go through the next couple weeks, we're going to talk about those differences. We're also going to give you the steps to get a FutureCare program in place. We're going to take away the fear and the mystery and the excuses about planning for your future. I want everybody to just think about this quote. I read it every morning. You are responsible for your own happiness. Never give that responsibility or power to someone else.
Perfect. Nicole, that's a wonderful way to put it. And as always, it's so wonderful to have you here
Always good to
and
be
talking about the future. And we'll see you next week.
Definitely.
Sounds good. And you can catch Nicole here on the Morning Blend, like we said, for FutureCare each week on Tuesdays. If you have an idea for a topic, you're always welcome to send in suggestions to info@zimagent.com. To learn more from Nicole and Zimmermans, give her a call. The number is 531-9051, or of course, you can go online to zimagent.com.